Folks, welcome to another edition in Real Estate Experts. As always, I'm your host, Glenn Twiddle, bringing you leading experts from around the country and around the world to help you, the Australian home seller, the Australian or want to be home seller, to buy properties, sell properties, get top dollar for your property, really to traverse the minefield that is the Australian real estate landscape when buying or selling property or building wealth through property. And today I'm really excited to be bringing to you author, hired gun consultant and business owner, serial entrepreneur, one of the true guns in this industry. I'm talking about none other than Ryan Hickey. Ryan, thanks so much for hanging out, bud.
Thanks for having me, Glenn.
My pleasure, my man. It's great to be able to pick your brain, and that's what we're wanting to do here, is pick your brain to help our viewers kind of make sense of an industry that's not exactly the most well-liked, certainly not the most well-understood, and there's so many pitfalls that we could fall into that each one of them, that's the problem, costs us tens of thousands of dollars at our end sale price. So let's go through. I want to pick your brain, mate.
Okay.
As someone who walks the talk, because there's the thing, so many agents, if you ask every single real estate agent, how do you get top dollar? They'll all say, well, you list with me because I'm the best negotiator. I'll get you the highest price. They'll all say it.
Everyone will.
So how do we figure out and distinguish the walkers of the talk, like yourself, who got a track record a mile long with great clients raving about you, versus the ones who will talk the talk but with no substance?
I guess there's a few things, but my recommendation first will probably be to go and check out their open homes. That's a major key. See how they treat people walking the door, how welcoming they are, for one. Just I guess you can pick up someone's personality just from walking through a door, and where they, just as little as taking your name and how they actually greet you.
Wow.
But a matter of obviously the way they deal with you in the negotiating side of things as well. Just getting treated as a person. That's one big thing. Instead of just letting.
This is par for the course, man.
Yeah, well, you'd think so, but unfortunately, no.
Wow. Okay.
So that's probably one of the main things, I would say, because as much as they want to be selling everyone's home, them actually helping buyers as well is a whole different ball game, and a lot of people just let that drop and they think the house is going to sell itself.
Yeah, I've heard from buyers, I've had a lot of feedback, viewers from the show and all that, saying that when they've gone through open homes, they visited 5 or 6 and they heard from one or none of the agents.
Yeah.
Mate, tell us about the sweet spot about follow-up. How much is too little, which is obviously no follow-up, that's too little, but how much is too much where the agent's like a stalker?
Well, I mean, there's a study done recently, there's about 2/3 of actual buyers didn't get any contact whatsoever.
Wow.
Whereas, they should be looking for at least, if you want an agent that's active and trying to actually get a sale for you, you want someone to be obviously at least a text message, whether it's just after the open home to see if you have any questions or if you want some more information about the property, followed by at least a follow-up call once and twice, maybe even 3 times in the following 2 weeks, without being a stalker, obviously.
Yeah, okay. So that's this, and mate, that makes common sense to me. You as an agent want to leave no stone unturned, but it still amazes me how most agents, I mean, it really says to me why this industry is so transient. Why agents do get in and leave so quickly is because I don't get why, but it's definitely evident in the evidence. Anything else? What else? If we do go and check these agents out at an open home and we find that they're nice, like you kind of say, and we do find that they might follow up a little bit, what else can we see at that open house that would identify the Ryan Hickey of an area?
That's something we really, I guess, strive to become, is the world-class open home of the community we actually work in, and they're from little points, whether it's having a scented candle in the home just to give, really go to the senses of people, a bit of music, little things like the lollipops for kids, water bottles, just making people feel at home instead of making it easier for them to sell. Really is the buying process is a scary and hard process in the first place, and we just try and make that process a little bit easier, a little more comfortable.
Yeah, and I suppose that area of comfort would lead to the buyers feeling safer in the process of going through a relatively scary, well, I mean, for first home buyers, it's certainly the case that this can be a daunting experience.
With real estate, obviously, real estate agents' track record, it's not the easiest thing to cross that sort of boundary, and negotiation period is a very strenuous and scary period for people, but if you make it that easy beforehand, the negotiations just flow through.
Wow, nice. So while we're at that open house, I mean, there's a lot of discussion on quality of marketing. There are some agents that say you don't need to do any marketing, just chuck it up on the internet with a little happy snap taken on their iPhone, through to some agents literally charging a year's salary to put it in every magazine that there is in the country and kind of overspend. Where's the sweet spot? What's your take on marketing that I can observe there at that open home?
There's a happy medium, I guess you could say, the basics that what should be done. Simple things, I mean, it's not simple, obviously, because not everyone's doing it.
Yeah, that's right.
But you're not your A4 printout of black brochure.
Yeah.
We're looking at some colour brochures that actually people want to take home, put on the coffee table, and bring it back to the next open home when they decide to make an offer, hopefully before, obviously. Professional photos, that's something we still see nowadays. I mean, 10 years ago, professional photos weren't as common, maybe 15 years ago, but nowadays, that's actually an old thing. If you haven't got at least professional photos done, let alone a video, which is obviously...
Yeah, it's a new thing that you're doing, and you're leading the way, showcasing properties in a video media. Give me a short back and sides on what you're doing in the video space.
Yeah, so I mean, the last couple of years we've really paved the way with video. First of all, some are doing it, but they're not doing it right. They're just doing a flick through for the photos when people would actually rather flick through in their own time.
Yeah, that's right. I've seen that. They just get the same photos and they put a little music to it.
Yeah, elevated music.
Yeah.
So what we actually do is we do a presentation. We actually walk people through the home, make them feel like they're actually in the home, as averse to a flick through of photos where they try and get a sense of what it is. And once again, going back to photos, a minimum with the photos as well is a floor plan. We always have to have a floor plan as well.
Nice.
It's non-negotiable.
Wow, okay, cool. So, I mean, it's no question as to, I think you can go to an open house now, and if I came to yours and see all this stuff, I'd really know that I'm dealing with a pro versus someone with I've seen it, photocopied black and white brochure, printed off the internet, hand me a business card and say, yeah, give me a call if you need anything. Like, wow, that's, so, but let me go. Obviously, these extra services, there's the discussion of how much this costs a seller. Yeah. So obviously there are some sellers, and they ask me all the time about, do I go with one of those cheaper agencies or a capped fee agency that might be a few $1,000s cheaper? Like, where's your take? Because, I mean, there's some agencies that seem like they're going to work for free. There are some that are charging a small fortune. Now, I know you're in between that. You're not the most expensive, nor are you the cheapest. Yep. But what's your take for the viewers on, I suppose, how much is too much, how much is too little, and where do I get my value, and how do I find that out? Yeah,
well, I mean, your best point would be, I guess, when you're actually sitting down, you have them in front of you in your home, and it's a question you should definitely ask, without a doubt. And I guess if they can't perceive value and show you their value then and there, and with a simple one or two questions, they just start to drop their commission down. There's obviously they're not a great negotiator, and if they're dealing with the tens of thousands of dollars possible to get for you, what's a couple of $1,000s in a fee? So that'd be one of your key points to look at. If they drop it straight away.
Yes, I see what you're saying. It's almost like, I'm hiring an agent to be my trained negotiator, and in one question I've just out-negotiated my negotiator. That ain't fun, is it?
You might as well sell your home yourself.
Yeah, I mean, because you've just proven you're the better negotiator.
If you have time to take off and do a little negotiating course, you might as well. Yeah. Because all they're going to do is going to sit at the front of your home and just let people walk through and be a tour guide, really. Yeah,
and that's not worth the fee that, again, I love that we've got that sort of agent and we've got a trained negotiating pro like yourself. Give us your take on how you negotiate, because some of the prices you've gotten historically are renowned, and you've done a great job, and you've got sellers that love the ground you walk on. Tell us about some of the strategies you use to get those high prices. Is it the marketing that you use? Tell us about how it all works in together.
Yeah, so it's a mix of both, really. Without marketing, obviously, you can't sell a secret. So that's one of the main key factors to get people in the door. And obviously, once again, the next process for us is, once in the door, is to fall in love with the property. And that comes both with presentation and with the little things, bits and pieces we do, like the photo, the signboards at the front. Just perception of value is a huge key. Getting a little brochure in black and white brochure in comparison to a shiny brochure, there's little bits and pieces like that are going to chop and change between agents and are going to chop and change between value of property. And it's not just about four bedroom. It's about, well, these people put money into marketing. It's perception.
And tell us about how those videos that you're doing, what's the difference in a buyer? If they've watched a video maybe 5-10 times online, or on one of the DVDs you might have sent out to your buyer database, or whatever the case may be, what's the difference once they finally get to the home in their readiness to make offers? Like, does it make a difference, these videos?
So it's like they've already walked through the property once before, and the magic's already happened. It's a matter of them getting to the door and sometimes making an offer before they even walk through, because they feel like they've already lived in the home. So that's, picture paints 1,000 words, but how many words is it that come from a whole video?
Yeah, with a soundtrack. I love it.
With a soundtrack, exactly.
Yeah, very cool. Awesome. So look, I love we've gone into some in-depth on marketing because it truly is, the way I've seen it, having interviewed so many experts in real estate, that's one of the critical, it's so common in experts like yourself that it's compulsory.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that we need to market these things well. Let me ask you this. There's something you mentioned in your book that you've talked about in other, when you've been speaking and training other people and all of that, that you've called this topic buying the listing.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what buying the listing is? And can you tell us why sellers that kind of listen to agents who do this practice, that it happens so common, you've seen it cost sellers tens of thousands of dollars. Tell us what that is and tell us why it's so dangerous and costly to sellers.
So I guess taking it into a marketplace that I work in, you do, obviously, in any market, there'll be someone that will try to buy a listing. And with buying a listing...
What does that mean?
Yeah, so with buying a listing, more or less, it's an agent that will promise the world and deliver nowhere near that.
So with regards to price or service?
Price, 100% price.
Yeah, okay.
So we're looking at, some agents will tell you $50,000, $100,000 inflated price of what the market value is.
Right.
I mean, I'm all about getting over market value,
Yeah.
but the first few weeks in the actual marketing campaign is a critical few weeks, and setting the precedent for what your property is worth. And people aren't stupid these days, excuse me, but everyone has the internet. They know to an extent what a property is going to be worth, and if it's overpriced by 50, 100,000, they come through the home and they actually look around expecting to have a pool in the backyard that they didn't get to see in the photos or the video, and it's actually renovated, and these are old photos hopefully, and that isn't there. Then they're not going to bother with the property. And once you decide to drop that property back down to what it's actually been beaten down by the agent, unfortunately.
They've wasted those couple of weeks of prime marketing time.
Yeah, and it's harder to get people back to properties like that.
Yeah.
And we have not taken on certain properties purely because other agents have come in before us and told them too high a price, and that's where they've set their benchmark. Yeah. And we've unfortunately had to just walk away from that sort of business.
Yep. If only they'd have seen this episode of this show.
But we do have people come back to us,
and
it's a matter of getting on the market with the right amount of marketing to try and get those people back in, and obviously new buyers as well, after they've had to deal with a failed attempt.
And it's a shame that it's that sort of behaviour that has resulted in the reputation that real estate agents don't enjoy right now, and it is a shame because it doesn't have to be that way. No, I love that as an educator you're training other people how to save themselves some.
It's just a matter of having integrity.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So look, I'm loving what I'm hearing, mate. Let me ask you. Is there any definitive way to really feel confident that I'm dealing with, I know people in your area have got an easy choice, right? Some suburbs of Brisbane, they got an easy choice, they call you. But, say I'm in Sydney or Melbourne or Cairns or whatever, is there any definitive way that an agent can prove that they can walk the talk?
Yeah, I mean, we've already run a few things, obviously, like your open homes, the marketing that we do, for instance, the video, like we were saying. But there's other things like testimonials, and obviously, there's a huge form of them, and little things that they should have is obviously video. They should be able to have some video testimonials to show you, to say these are past sellers that I've sold for in the past 12 months that can actually say to you, we loved working with Ryan.
Yeah, and I love that. I've seen some of yours. They're not actors. These are just real people who have had a great experience, and they've done you the honour of getting in front of a camera and telling that camera how great you are. I love that.
And I mean, a lot of them, it was scary for them.
Yeah.
At the same time, they still made the effort, which was great.
It speaks volumes to the service you've offered, Matt.
Yeah.
Cool.
The other little key point we do is when we're sitting in front of a vendor, we'll actually say, here's a dozen or more, depending on what we've got the list for. Past sellers we've just sold for. Numbers, we call it our success list. And you're welcome to give them a call.
Pick one and call it. See, that's the thing. That's through the horse's mouth.
Yep. Call them in front of me. Go for it and see exactly what they say.
Nice. Yeah. I bet you, was that scary the first time you did that?
Yes and no.
But you're confident in the result you've gotten,
Exactly, yeah.
Nice. Nice. Well, bud, I'm going to hit you up. I'm going to get cheeky. I know you've got a book. Oh, actually, before I hit you up, because I want a free copy for my viewers. Okay. But before I hit you up, tell us a little bit about what's in it and why you want to write a book, because it seems like it's a very easy read, some very common sense, practical tips. But tell us about the thinking behind why you wrote a book.
I guess I wanted to share a story, one. And at the same time, I want to be able to help people understand how to sell a property, and obviously for the best price. And that's a lot of uneducated people don't have. The real estate side of things, it's almost closed doors, and so for people to be able to read a book and understand how the process actually works, it's great. Hand it to someone, and before you even get in the door, they know what's going on and how we work.
I love it that you can peel back the curtain on some of the ways you yourself might sell your own home.
Processes,
simple
exactly.
things, but yet it's like, why aren't these things everyday occurrences in our industry? Who knows? But I'm glad, so guys, hit us up, the royal treatment. I love the title too, mate, because that truly is how you treat your clients. So magnificent to see. So there's the URL, guys. Grab a free copy, and thanks for making that available to the crew, mate. Much
Pleasure.
appreciated.
No worries.
All right, so guys, that's another edition in Real Estate Experts. I would just say connect with Ryan. If you're anywhere in South East Queensland, certainly connect with Ryan. But grab a copy of his book and have a look at some of those inner secrets that these guys themselves, the agents themselves, use to get top dollar for their own homes, because Ryan really has peeled back the curtain on that. So for another edition in Real Estate Experts in the can, I'm Glenn Twiddle for Ryan Hickey. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye for now.
We looked at a lot of houses through various real estate agents. Some we found okay, some we found terrible. This is probably the house we set our mind to that we really wanted to buy. Ryan was terrific in as much as, I suppose it's quite normal, the person selling the house wants the best price, the person buying the house wants the best price. But after a couple of negotiations, we came to a settlement, and Ryan did a great job, kept us involved, let us know what the vendors were doing. So everything went successfully. It was great.
I would definitely recommend Ryan to other people that are trying to sell their homes, or other agents, because he keeps us calm through the process, and I think just having constant contact, he was keeping me updated all day, every day, and that I think is more important, because nothing worse when you don't know what's happening, who's doing what. I like just having that daily contact and someone just phoning me and assuring me it's all just moving forward. The outcome that Ryan was able to achieve for us was it was fantastic. We got a result very quickly. I think we had several contracts presented to us, but Ryan was able to present the best one for us, because the people that actually purchased our house had sold their house, and they were able to offer us the best price for our house. So we actually got top dollar. We didn't think we'd get as much as we could, but Ryan was able to negotiate with the buyers, and we were so happy with the outcome. We used the money to build another house that we're happy with, and in the future, when we go to sell, we'll be calling on Ryan to sell our property as well.
Ryan, only a few weeks ago, believe it or not, Ryan promised us the earth and delivered, to be honest with you. It only took 2 days to sell the property, and we got far more than what we ever expected to get for it. So to us, that was a bonus. I'm of ill health, and it's been a worry to both me and my wife Pat to try and sell this property, and we were just getting nowhere and just beating our brains against the brick wall. So having met Ryan, it was the best thing we ever did, to be honest with you. Yep.
Well, I think he is very good agent. He always responds in a very short period of time, and we were so happy about the house, and we contact Ryan, and he's been a very good and responsive agent, and every time we ask him questions, he knows the answer. He's got quite a lot of houses on his list at that moment, I believe. And when we ask him, how old this house is and how large the land is, and what do you think the advantage of this house, he can answer all these questions properly. I still remember the first day we called him, like we were actually attending some open inspection on a Saturday, and we sort of we inspect a house in this street, and we missed out the open inspection here. And we came to this house, look around, and we thought, oh well, this house is good. So we check on online and found Ryan's number, and then we give him a call, and he said, oh well, I'll come here this afternoon and let you have a look in the house, and so we did it.